Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. In our DTRS session today, we are going to cover 10 important MCQs from current affairs, and these current affair topics are dedicated for the UPSC Prelims exam of 2025. As you know that UPSC Prelims is around the corner, it will be conducted in the month of May, 25th of May 2025. And prelims notification is going to come in 2 days on 22nd of January. Okay, so we are already on 20th of January. Day after tomorrow, UPSC is going to announce the kind of prelims notification. So you need to stay tuned for the UPSC prelims exam. Alright, so today we are going to cover many topics, and this is going to be the lead topic for discussion, which is 8th pay commission. Alright. So let us quickly see the list of topics that we will see, and before that let's go through this quotation. What this quotation says, it says we must make the world honest before we can honestly say to our children that honesty is the best policy. Alright, so this person, George Bernard Shaw, what he says that we need to make our world honest first, okay, and we need to see that honesty is there in our action before we say to our children that honesty is the best policy. Okay, the thing is in a world where we are living, so a lot of philosophies are there around the corner. There are different people who think differently, who act differently, and if you talk about following only honesty, so there are chances that a person who is following honesty may fall back, may face setbacks after setbacks in a world which is not so much honest. Okay, so basically this person criticizes let's say the kind of policies which are being followed. Okay, so this is the thing, we must make the world honest before we honestly say to our children that honesty is the best policy. You can see how much depth is there in this particular quotation. Such quotations are very much important for the UPSC essay paper and also for the GS paper 4. Alright. So with this, let us now talk about a program that we have launched, and it is we are going to conduct an open session. Okay, so open session will be conducted on 25th of January related to UPSC prelims preparation. So you can join us on the open session to understand about the prelims preparation and all. And we have launched the prelims guidance program for all those candidates who are preparing for UPSC prelims of 2025. Alright, so through this particular program, we are going to conduct classes, we are going to provide notes, we are going to conduct tests, we are going to conduct test discussions, so that you get holistic guidance from us. Okay, so kind of one-to-one interaction also happens, mentorship also happens with the students. Alright, so we are going to come up with the prelims current affairs program. So it's a current affairs module. So within 7 classes we are going to cover current affairs of last 2 years, which is going to be helpful for the UPSC prelims exam. Alright, so these are the 8 topics that we will these are the 10 topics that we are going to discuss today. One of the topic is 8th pay commission. As I said, we are going to discuss in detail, and we are going to discuss about Forest Rights Act. This particular act was in news. Okay, so this is a commission, this is a Forest Rights Act. These 2 topics are related to Indian polity. And then we have global risk report. So this is part of risk, report and indices. So we are going to understand about global risk report. We will also understand what this particular report says about India, what it talks about India. Then we are going to talk about a mission of Indian Space Research Organization. Name of the mission is SPARDAX mission. Okay, we will understand the importance of this particular mission. Recently this mission was launched, and ISRO has tested successfully this particular mission. We will see what are the future implications, what this particular mission holds for us in the future. We are going to understand about that as well. Then we are going to discuss about a body which is AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. We will understand the nature of this particular body, whether this body is a statutory body or not. We will also understand a recent recent initiative by this particular body. This particular body has said that the year of 2025 is going to be the year of artificial intelligence, and we are going to understand why it is so. All right. Then we are going to discuss about PM1A scheme. So PM1A scheme is a scheme to provide Wi-Fi network, right, to people. So we'll discuss in detail about this scheme. Apart from this, we are going to discuss about a report which is the country climate and development report. Okay, so this particular report is very much important. This report is connected with environment and ecology, and we will understand, let's say, which part of environment and ecology it is connected with. Okay, we'll discuss which organization releases this report. We'll understand significance of such reports. Then we are going to discuss about intravenous fluids. Okay, intravenous fluids. You might have seen like injections are being given by doctors, right, to patients of all ages. So related to that, there is a question we are going to discuss, and we are also going to understand why this particular topic is in news. Then we are going to discuss about the Supreme Court of India. Okay, Supreme Court has been in news for many decisions that it has taken in the past. We are going to discuss about some constitutional provisions related to the Supreme Court of India. We are going to discuss how judges are going to be appointed, and the maximum strength. We are going to discuss about many things related to the Supreme Court of India. Then we are going to discuss about a region which is in news. This particular topic is related to mapping sections. So it says Sanjan Guan region. Okay, so this particular region was in news. Now, with this, let us talk about the first question, which is related to pay commissions in general. Okay, so as you know that the 8th pay commission is in news. 7th pay commission has been implemented since 2016. The 7th pay commission is functional like that. So 8th pay commission is in news. So related to that, we have asked a general question related to pay commissions. What are their roles, right? What is the kind of role of the reports given by the pay commission? Okay, so it says a pay commission is responsible for deciding salary structure, benefits and allowances for government employees as well as pensioners. This statement is right. Okay, so what it does, it decides the salary structures, benefits and allowances for government employees as well as pensioners. This statement is correct, right? This statement is true. Now if we talk about the second statement, it says till now 7 pay commissions has been constituted, with the last one implemented in 2016. Okay, so this statement is also right. All right, both these statements is right. So till now 7 pay commissions have been constituted. 8th pay commission is in news now. Okay, it has not yet been constituted, but it will be constituted soon. So correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. And you see, PM approves constitution of 8th pay commission for central government. So Prime Minister of India has approved that, like, we will constitute the 8th pay commission. So that's why it is in news. Okay, this is the thing. Now let us talk about question number 2. Okay, this question is related to Forest Rights Act, and this particular act is very important to kind of provide rights to the tribal people, to provide rights to the forest dwellers. And related to that, we have two statements. We'll go through these statements. We'll try to identify which statements are correct, which statements are not correct. Okay, so if we talk about the first statement, it says the community rights of the act protects the rights of primitive tribal groups and pre-agricultural communities to their traditional habitats. Okay, so this particular statement is wrong. Why? Because under the Forest Rights Act, right, so they have declared, they have mentioned different types of rights. One of the type of right is habitat right, other type of right is community right. What do we mean by habitat right? Habitat right means, people, the forest dwellers have right to inhabit in that particular place, which is mentioned over here. It protects the rights of the primitive tribal groups and pre-agricultural communities to their traditional habitats. Means like this is a kind of this particular information which is given. It talks about habitat rights. Okay, it talks about habitat rights. Habitat means a person may reside there in the forest. Okay, this is habitat right. But when we talk about community rights are separate rights. Community rights means forest dwellers in the forest region, right, can utilize the resources of the forest region. Okay, they can utilize the resources of the forest region. So community rights include traditional usage rights such as nistar, a type of community forest resource. Okay, so that's the thing. So it is a community right is about utilization of resources that are available in the forest. Habitat rights on the other hand is using the forest in a sense that residing in the forest, the residential right of forest dwellers in the forest. Then second statement, the act facilitates the diversion of forest land for public welfare projects managed by the government subject to the Gram Sabha approval. This statement is right. Okay, so if there are forests, right, where the forest dwellers have their right, but the thing is those forests can be diverted for other purposes, but for that the government of India, they have to take approval, and approval is needed from the Gram Sabha. Okay, so that's why only statement second is correct and option B is the right answer. And on the right hand side we have a previous year question on the same topic. You see Forest Rights Act, Indian Forest Act they have mentioned. Okay, now let us move to the next question. You see relocating villages from tiger reserves. Okay, so in Himachal Pradesh, right, so nearby Mandi district, so people are being relocated, so that's why it was in news. Okay, so that's why we framed this particular question. Now this is third question. This question is very important. This is about a report which is in news. Name of the report is Global Risk Report. Now they have asked which of the following organization publishes the Global Risk Report. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to remember the name of the organization that publishes this report. It is the World Economic Forum. Such kind of questions are very simple in the prelims exam. If you are, let's say if you have prepared a list of 50 to 100 such topics, to the point topics, and if you just revise it, maybe in the prelims exam you will be able to solve such questions easily. All right, so here they have talked about Global Risk Report, and this report is released by World Economic Forum. You need to remember that. And in this particular report they have also mentioned about India. They have talked about what are the risk factors related to India, like what are the risk factors related to India. For example, let's say like in India, misinformation and disinformation is one of the risk factor, right, and climate events is another risk factor, pollution is another risk factor. Okay, like skill gap, right, shortages of skilled labor is another risk factor. So they have mentioned various types of risk factors that India is facing at this point of time. So all of this is mentioned in this particular report. So it says that extreme weather tops the global risk for next decade again, warns World Economic Forum. All right, now with this let us quickly move to the next topic, which is question number 4, and this question is about a mission by Indian Space Research Organization. All right, so name of the mission is SPARDEX. Okay, SPARDEX. So we'll understand what is SPARDEX all about. So before that, let's say like we will go through these two statements and we'll try to identify which statements are correct, which statements are incorrect. All right, so first statement, it demonstrated India's prowess in space docking using two small spacecraft launched by GSLV-3 flight. First statement is wrong. Why first statement is wrong? It is wrong because of this particular factor, because the launch vehicle that they have mentioned in the statement 1 is wrong. Okay, all other part of this statement is right, means like it demonstrates India's prowess in space docking using two small spacecraft which is launched by PSLV. PSLV stands for Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Okay, it stands for Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. But in the question they have mentioned GSLV Mark 3. GSLV stands for Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. All right, it stands for Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. So which is wrong? Correct answer is, means like all the information is correct, but it has been launched by Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Now when we talk about the second statement, it says India has become the 4th country to demonstrate this technology after US, Russia and China. This statement is right. It means like this particular technology has placed India on the 4th, let's say leading nations, among the leading nations which has this capacity of space docking. It has been one of the major achievement for India, similar to Chandrayaan mission that we had, and this particular SPARDAX mission is going to help India to, let's say, like, you know, to make progress in certain upcoming projects where India has ambition to send human beings to the moon. Okay, so in future we are going to have Bharatiya Antariksh Station. We want to send Indian people to the moon, and also before that we have planned Gaganyaan mission. Gaganyaan means the kind of, you know, human space flight mission. So we want to send Indian people on this space. They are going to stay there for about 3 days, and then they are going to come back. All right. So correct answer for this question is option B, which is 2 only. Now with this we will quickly move to the next question, and you can see this is the kind of, you know, news article that has helped us to frame that question. So it says ISRO successfully executes SPARDAX docking experiment. India joins elite club of nations. And as you know, the chairman of ISRO has changed. Okay, so now we have a new chairman, right, in ISRO. So this is the new chairman of Indian Space Research Organization now. So with this, now let us quickly move to the next question. Okay, question number 5. What this question is all about, it says, consider the following statements regarding the All India Council for Technical Education. Okay, so here we are talking about a very important body. Name of this body is AICTE. Right, so right from our childhood when we were going to school, so we used to read NCERT books, and behind the NCERT books there used to be AICTE mentioned in it, right? So now we are understanding about this particular body. What is this? What is the role of this body? When this body was established? Whether this body is a kind of a statutory body or not? Statutory means to establish this body, whether a law has been made. Okay, so that kind of body is known as a statutory body. If there is a mention of a body in the Constitution of India, that body is known as the, like, you know, that body is known as constitutional body. Okay, so 2 statements are there, and we are going to see which statements are correct. Already one person has answered, right? So King, so like, you know, Suresh, basically I would say, like, you know, Mr. Suresh. So let's read the first statement. It says, it is a statutory body established under All India Council for Technical Education Act 1987. This statement is right. This is a statutory body. Okay, it has been established under this particular act, which is AICTE Act of 1987. It provides funding to institutions for research and development in technical education. This is also right. Correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2, and you have given the right answer. Mr. Suresh, your answer is right. And we have a similar question to the right side. UPSC has asked this question in 2018, and this question is about RTE Act, Right to Education Act. So UPSC does ask such questions in the prelims exam. So we should be ready for such questions in the prelims. Okay. So AICTE sounds AI bugle. So basically All India Council for Technical Education, they have mentioned that the year 2025 is the year of artificial intelligence. Why? Why 2025 is the year of artificial intelligence? Because the year 2025 has seen enormous rise in adoption of artificial intelligence by different agencies, different organizations. People have started creating AI agents for solving their problems, right? And you have seen, like, you know, a lot of new AI systems have come in the market that are going to, like, streamline your work, that are going to make your work easier, right? So AICTE has mentioned that year 2025 will be the year of artificial intelligence. Now we have another question, which is question number 6. We'll go through this question, and this question is about a scheme of the government, which is Prime Minister Wi-Fi Access Network Interface. Okay, Prime Minister's Wi-Fi Access Network Interface. Although this is a question very specific to a scheme, but this topic is very much related with kind of, you know, Digital India initiative. We want to adopt digital technologies throughout India, and we want to make sure that, like, you know, digital technologies are accessible to the tier 2, tier 3 cities, as well as, let's say, remote locations as well. For making the, like, you know, internet accessible to everyone, the government of India has launched such mission, which is Prime Minister's Wi-Fi Access Network Interface Scheme, okay, PM Vani scheme. So they have given two statements related to this. We will read these statements, we will identify which statements are correct, which statement is incorrect, alright. So first statement, it says it was launched by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, okay. This statement is wrong. Why? It was not launched by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, it was launched by the Department of Telecommunication, okay. So Department of Telecommunication, in short DOT. Second, it aims to enhance the proliferation of public Wi-Fi hotspots to create robust digital communication infrastructure in the country, especially in rural areas, okay. So like we want that the rural area should also be able to access internet, right? They should also be able to access internet. So that's why, let's say, like we have launched this mission. So with this, now let us quickly move to the next question, okay. What is this next question all about? This is question number 7, okay. We are going to read this question, and this question is about a report, and this report is very much important under environment and ecology section, all right. Name of this report is the Country Climate and Development Report, CCDR, okay. It was recently in news. We need to learn about which organization has released this particular report. This report has been launched by the World Bank Group, okay. This report has been launched by World Bank Group, and the kind of options that we can see over here, these options are truly misleading. I mean, like, you know, most of the organizations that are mentioned, these organizations actually work in the field of, let's say, like, you know, climate change, in the field of, let's say, like, you know, climate change and mitigation. So one of the bodies, UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Other body is UNDP, United Nations Development Program. Then they have Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Anybody who kind of, let's say, like, you know, tries to answer this question, if they don't know the actual factual detail, they will kind of, you know, make incorrect correct assumption related to this body. So it is important that, like, you should remember the name of this particular body, okay. Now with this, let us quickly move to the next question, okay. So this question is based on recent development related to this, I mean, like, you know, intravenous fluids. What has happened recently, that in the state of West Bengal, right, so there were few doctors, they have injected, let's say, like, you know, they have given injections to newborn baby, they have given injection to a female lady, I mean, like, you know, a mother of a baby, and they died, right. And the West Bengal government has suspended 12 doctors from a medical college. Why they have suspended? Because the intravenous fluid that were injected into the body, right, they were expired. I mean, like, expired IV intravenous fluids have been injected. So that's why these people have been kind of suspended for medical negligence, okay. So related to this, let us go through these two statements, we'll try to solve it, okay. So what this statement says, IV fluids means intravenous fluids, are specially formulated liquids that are injected into a vein to prevent or treat dehydration. This statement is right, okay. So you need to read prevent separately and or separately. Then they are used in people of all ages who are sick, injured, dehydrated from exercise or heat, or undergoing surgery. This statement is also right. Both these statements are right. I mean, like, you know, you might have seen injection is given to all patients of all ages. A newborn baby may be given injection. I mean, like, you know, an adult may be given injection, a kind of female may be given injection. I mean, like, injection is imparted to all for some kind of sickness, okay, or injury or dehydration, or let's say someone who is undergoing surgery, like that, okay. So doctors have been suspended. It is because, like, they have injected expired intravenous fluid. Now we have another question, which is question number 9, okay. Let's read this question. What it says, consider the following statements regarding the Supreme Court of India. So this question is very much important because we are learning about the Supreme Court of India. This is the, like, topmost court in the country, topmost court in India, and this is kind of constitutional court. I mean, like, you know, in the Constitution of India They have mentioned the Supreme Court of India will be established and high courts will be established. They have mentioned about kind of, the number of judges also. A lot of things are there. Okay, so it is a constitutional body, basically judiciary. Okay, so we are going to read about Supreme Court of India through 3 statements, and then we will identify which statements are correct, which statement is incorrect. So first statement, it says the collegium system for appointing the judges is explicitly mentioned in the Constitution of India. This statement is wrong. Although in the Constitution of India, Supreme Court of India and its establishment is mentioned, but constitution the kind of they have not mentioned about collegium system. Collegium system is a kind of new phenomena for appointing judges in the Supreme Court of India. The Chief Justice of India is always the senior most judge of the Supreme Court. This statement is also wrong. Why? Because by convention, generally the senior most judge is appointed as the Chief Justice of India, but in many cases this is bypassed also. Bypassed means there is a senior most judge, but he is not made this Chief Justice of India. Maybe a judge junior to whom may be elevated to make him the Chief Justice of India. So this has been the case in the past. So the thing is the Chief Justice of India is not always the senior most judge. It is in most of the time the senior most judge, but the thing is sometimes it is bypassed as well. And the maximum strength of the judges at the Supreme Court of India is maximum sanctioned strength is 34, but presently a new judge has been appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court of India. Present strength is 33, but maximum allowable strength is 34. So that's why this statement is also wrong. Correct answer is option D, none of the above. And so Mr. Proud, I think you have some name. So you have mentioned it right. Correct answer is option D, alright, for this question. So Justice Krishnan Binod Chandan, he was sworn in as a Supreme Court judge, means he was elevated, he was made the judge of the Supreme Court of India very recently. Now he is a judge of the Supreme Court of India. So with this, we came to the last question, question number 10. This question is very, very important. What it says, it talks about a region which is in news, and this region is important under mapping section, okay, geography and mapping. And this question says that Sanjan Guan, okay, Sanjan Guan is a name of a region seen in the news recently due to the rich number of snow leopards living there. Is located in which of the following region? It is located in China. Okay, so this particular region, which is Sanjan Guan, it is a place in China. Here we find huge number of snow leopards, and in IUCN, International Union for Climate Change, right? So in IUCN red list, basically snow leopards have been categorized as vulnerable, right, in 2017. But before that, it was categorized as endangered. So the danger level has been reduced, so that's why it is now categorized as vulnerable. So you can see snow leopard. Okay, so huge number of snow leopards are found in this particular Sanjiang Yuan region, okay, in China. So that's why it is in news. All right, so what we have done is, let's say we have uploaded, I have shared this particular PDF also with our IT team. They're going to upload this PDF in the description of this YouTube video. All right, so if you want to learn little more factual information, you can download this PDF, go through this document quickly, so that you can revise the questions that we have just discussed. It's going to help you to actually, let's say remember some of the facts. Many of us remember the facts when we read them. Some of us, let's say, remember them if we listen to them. Some of us remember them when we interact about it. So all of us learn differently and remember things differently. So we need to utilize that fact. All right, and if you like this particular video, if you like this initiative, so like this video also on YouTube, so that we feel appreciated. We'll be continuing this discussion, right? Prelims is very near. After 2 days, UPSC is going to kind of come up with notification. So try to apply for prelims as soon as possible. All right. So we wish all the best to all of you who are preparing for next year's prelims, means this year's prelims. So that's all from my side for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's discussion. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you. Thank you so much everyone who has participated in today's discussion. And so Shi, Tiwari and many people have participated. I'm really I really appreciate your participation and thank you so much. So we'll meet tomorrow on the same session. Okay, so we'll have a discussion once again. Thank you.